Good morning and welcome to We Are the South Stand. What a mint chant, Alan.
I love. I kept sending it over the weekend. I kept singing it in bed. Straight.
Absolutely brilliant chant. So I'm just fiddling with the layout here a little bit. Bear with me. I don't
Patrick,
create.
Patrick, I'm loving these model shots on Instagram of you in black and white.
I'm getting bored. You see, this is why I have.
I'm going. Oh, this guy should be a model. Eh?
You know what, Alan? I'm getting bored because I've always worked all my life, and this is the first time I'm not working.
No.
Listen. I hear you there, Patrick. I hear you there, loud and clear.
You know what I used to say, Dabs? I used to say, "What is?" I always used to use the word, the W word. I was like, "What is idiots who stay on Instagram posting themselves?" Now I was like, "Oh, look at that! It's me."
I saw one today. I was flicking through at lunchtime today, and I was laughing my head off. I went, "God, get it! Look at him there."
I'm actually doing them purposely, also just to.
No, you're looking trim though in the gym. The gym pictures, you're looking trim.
Yeah,
you're looking in good shape, man. In good shape. Shape.
I'm
Keep going, Patrick. Keep going, mate. You're doing well. Keep
100%. Listen, shout out to everyone. Apologies, there hasn't been a show since Thursday afternoon. I went up to Manchester for a couple of days and just felt like enjoying the weather and enjoying Manchester. And to be fair, there wasn't that much news either. We were traveling and whatever else. So had a bit of a break, but we're back now. And obviously yesterday, shout out to all the fathers. Shout out to Alan, shout out to Patrick. You are both fathers. So happy Father's Day for yesterday. And shout out to anyone else in the comments. Hope you had a great day with your loved ones and with your children. My daughter actually said she got me. Hold on 1 second. Give me a second.
Patrick, keep them model photos going, pal. I'm serious. You've been entertaining me all weekend.
You know, somebody was saying, why you posting too much? So I started taking a piss purposely on YouTube, on Facebook. I was like, you know what? Since you said that, I'm gonna be taking a piss now.
I'm not taking it. I just liked it and left it at that. But I was between me and you. I was laughing my head off.
No, it's gas. It's gas. It is gas. Don't. As I told you that I used to also ask that why are people taking so many pictures? I was like, look at that, it's me now.
Yeah. What have you got here now? What have you got?
Yeah.
What's he got?
I need to put my bracelet on because she got me that and I wear it every day. It's sky blue, so I have to wear it. Hold on 1 second. And I'm rubbish at putting them on. Pretty fidgety. I'll do that in a minute. Right, but she got me box of after eights. I'm well happy with them. She got me a candle, a blue Hawaii candle, which is, by the way, let me be clear, is city blue. And apparently her mum was suggesting getting me another one that was red. And she's like, no, we can't get it.
That would have set me off. I'd have thrown it straight down the road.
So a blue candle, a card she made. Dad, you're the coolest.
Good.
But then, this is what kills me, right? She always refers to me as father.
Look at that.
Father,
Look at that.
right?
Come on, Patrick.
Yeah, they all seem to.
Yeah. Hey, bro, they're missing it. We're missing a trick. We used to buy cards. They just make them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? Some kids go as far as just going digital. I think so.
Yeah. She got me. This is quite interesting. So she got me. This is a DKNY soap pump, right? Which is which I can't lie, it's random as hell. However, coincidentally, at the weekend, I decided I'm about to get my bathroom done. So, worked. A towel.
DKNY.
Another DKNY toothbrush holder. However, this one's got a twist. Oh, shit. Loads of little chocolate footballs.
Get in. Get in.
Yeah. They'll be melted in 5 minutes out here. A number one dad cookie.
Nice.
And most importantly, for anyone that's met Bernardo, she got me Bernardo. This penguin's called Bernardo, right? And this is very for today's show, actually. So this is Bernardo. And she got Bernardo a football to kick.
Nice.
But once again, I've done it without even meaning to. Tedious link. Bernardo Silva stays.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
You happy with that, Alan?
Very good. That's brilliant. I'm very happy with that.
So am I. Patrick, are you?
Yeah, I'm
you are.
I'm actually excited. Yeah, I'm actually very excited. And you know what? I know we're going to talk about it in here. I'm going as far as Bernardo Silva should be our club captain.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. God damn.
I'll give you the reason.
Right.
I'll give you the reasons why later. Yeah. No, you want them now?
No. We can get straight into it. Listen, I've shown everyone the presents I got for the weekend, so we can get straight into it.
Look, I know that everybody glazes Ruben Dias because obviously he's outspoken and speaks too much. But I was just thinking about it. I was actually looking at all the lists of captains, which I think Foden should be included, by the way, because I think he's a role model to most of the youngsters. I think they should just include him as, not that he'll become like number 3, or even if you put him as number 5, just to put him as part of the leadership group, because I've seen a lot of youngsters that look up to him, and I think it's a good thing to change Foden from being all-star boy, young man, to sort of leader. So for me,
I think that's a good point, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very good because that's all they look up to, all the guys in the academy. I think Bernardo Silva, if you look at him during interviews, yes, he talks a lot of smack, but it's never smack about the club. It's always about competitiveness. He's always edgy towards the other competitors, and he hates Liverpool. So I love that, and he hates.
I like when he's got a cup of coffee with his wife.
Yes, that's the captain I want. That's the captain I want.
I think this is a good point. He was the one pushing the dressing room. Yeah,
this is what I'm saying. You know what? I'm telling you, people just. I get it. I was also one of them. I was glazing so much. Pause. Because Ruben Dias is outspoken, high-fiving everybody. I sat there the other day. I was like, Ruben Dias is 27 years old. He can still be captain at City. For me, right now, it's between Rodri and Bernardo Silva. And I'm aging towards Silva, then Rodri. If they give Rodri, good. And obviously, I've seen that on the list. There's Haaland. I was a bit disappointed. I was like, I get the whole Haaland thing. I was like, but you're missing Foden. I think Foden should be above Haaland, and Haaland should actually be at the bottom towards Foden. So for me, it's Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Ruben Dias, Foden, and then Haaland. But Silva should have it.
James, right. So let's be clear with this, right? The way Manchester City works is they have a captain's group, right? Because I see straight away someone saying Foden isn't captain. Now, when you are part of the captain, Bernardo Silva has been part of the captain's group for a couple of seasons now.
Yeah,
right?
He has. Yeah.
How many times have we seen him with the armband? Not many. When you're part of the captain's group, that doesn't automatically mean you are captain. It means you're one of the 5 leaders. So Foden being part of that group does not automatically mean he is going to be captain. Now, I hear what you're saying on Bernardo Silva. I'm not sure. He should definitely be part, right? He should 100% be part of the 5 leaders. His mentality is right. He's a winner.
Yep.
Right. So if I tell you something that I've heard, a lot of people say for the for the last 4 seasons, I would say, no, last 3 seasons, I think a lot of us have been saying Ruben Dias should be captain. Ruben Dias should be captain. Ruben Dias should be captain, right? Maybe this season a few people have dropped off with it. But one thing I've been told is that, yes, Ruben Dias is great being interviewed generally, although I do think he had one muck up this season, but generally he's really good in interviews. I have been told that in the dressing room, when things get quite argumentative, I've been told that Ruben Dias is actually quite quiet. That Ruben Dias actually doesn't get involved, which sounds crazy, but this is just what I've been told. And that Pep's a bit like, is he captain material? Whereas Rodri, apparently, if anyone is arguing in that dressing room, Rodri's involved. Rodri is getting involved and he's sorting that shit out straight away. I'll be honest. I think Rodri should be captain. I think Rodri should be our main club. Is the source trust me, bro? Yeah, the source is pretty trust me, bro. The source is a source that in the past has been very right on a lot of things. So I would say Rodri for me.
You see, Dubs, that's the issue with the fan base. They are so, how can I say this? I think this, let me bring this back to Kyle Walker. I know Kyle Walker hasn't been great as captain, but people don't get it. What you see on the pitch, this when some of these players are too loud on the pitch, sometimes you're not loud in the dressing room.
No,
like for instance, for myself, when I played football and basketball, I was never loud on the pitch. But when it goes inside the dressing room, I think I caused a few fights, and I was talking to people that, why did you do that? You were just one of those people, Alan, where on the pitch you're not saying anything, but when you go inside the dressing room, you're like, why did you do that? Why did you do this? You do this, you do that. You know what I mean? Like, people just see because Ruben Dias is in the public. Yeah, people change. Sometimes you go quiet. Like, look at Gundogan. I was surprised Gundogan as captain, but look at the videos that came out. He was loud in that dressing room.
I was just going to say that. Someone was saying here that, they've met Foden a few times. He's shy as can be. 100% agree with you. I was actually one of the people that when we chose Gundogan as club captain, I was like, I'm not too sure. Gundogan's a great player, but I don't know if he's captain material. Same. I'll be honest, to this day, by the way, I still don't think Kevin De Bruyne was one of the best captains we've had. Right?
He wasn't.
But Gundogan was our captain in a treble season. So, but let me be clear. I don't think Foden should be captain. As part of the 5 leaders, though, it makes sense for what Patrick said. That, again, I think Foden... I actually remember hearing... Can you not hear that, by the way?
Yeah.
Is it loud, the drill in the back?
No.
Oh, you can't hear that? Right, cool. I actually remember watching an interview with Foden about 2 seasons ago, and it was talking about Foden when he was around... the England under-21s at the time, and the England schoolboys, right? That Foden was one of the louder people in the group, was the centre of attention, was captain material. Because guess what? You've got to remember, Foden was captain of England schoolboys that won the, I think the World Cup, won it, or the Euros or something.
Yeah, the under-16, yeah.
Yeah, but then when he got round the City players that were all older, maturer, wiser, have been in the game for longer, he was very quiet. But that's how it should be, right? So again, if you see Foden with the younger players, the Nico O'Reillys, your Rico Lewises, probably your Etcheverries even, he would be more vocal with them.
I'll be honest with you now, Daps. I know that Pep likes the players to choose the captain.
Yeah.
I think it can be down to Pep to pick the captain.
Well, so it's usually 5. We've dropped to 4. The one that we saw included back in I think February, and he's captained us a couple of times this season, is Erling Haaland. Now, Erling Haaland being part of the leader group, that was a Pep decision. When Haaland signed the contract, Pep said to him, right, you've just had a kid, you've signed a contract, now it's time to step up and be one of the leaders. And I remember and I think Erling Haaland would rise to that. I really do think he'd rise to that. I think that's how you maybe even get a different type of game out of Erling Haaland. But there's a couple of people that haven't been included in there. There we go. Gundogan is not in there. Now, do we think that's because there's a good chance Gundogan's going?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. What about John Stones? He's not in there as well.
Yeah, that's another guy who I thought one day he will be the captain. Is it Alan? Is it just me? I thought John Stones one day will be the captain. I'm surprised. Maybe because he gets injured a lot. Maybe that's why.
I think he will have a say, but I just think he's so inconsistent with his fitness.
Yeah,
that I don't think you can have him as a captain. I think the captains in the club are definitely, to me, Ruben Dias, even though he is having a great time in his social time at the moment. And I'm all in favour of that. Trust me. And
well, that's that. Listen, we'd all have that fun if that was if that was an option to Rodri would be having that fun as well.
Oh, mate, mate, I'm like that, you stuffy bastard. So yeah, he's yeah. So definitely him. Diaz, definite. Rodri, absolutely. I agree, Rodri. At the end of the day, he's going to rotate some players, so you're going to have 2 or 3 captains that are going to captain. I do think that Haaland will get the odd day for it as well. Like all day, all day long.
Is this breaking news? There we go. Al, don't know if that's true or not. You might want to check that one out.
Please no. Please no.
But no, look, let me be clear one more time to people. This is the last time I'm going to say it. Me saying that I get what Patrick is saying about Foden being part of the leader group is not me saying Foden should be club captain, right?
Yeah.
Being part of the leader group, you may never, ever see the captain armband. But he is right that he is part of a leader group. Now, something I wanted to move on to is the Club World Cup. The Club World Cup has started. It's official. We're over there. Edison's not a bad shout, to be fair. Right, actually, before we move on to the Club World Cup, one last thing. There's only 4. Do you think there might be a 5th? And we're waiting to see.
Yeah, I think there might be. And you know what? I think this is what people, I think, when we're on YouTube and when we're talking on YouTube, I've noticed that people rush on things, Somebody says, let Foden focus on his football. There's a double-edged sword to this. Putting him in that 5th as a leader, the same way as Pep went to Haaland and told him, it's an uplift, It shows that, we hope on you. And you know what makes me laugh about Phil Foden is I was doing a stream earlier on, Daps, and there was a few people in the comments. Even last week when I did a Foden video, there's still people saying Foden is finished. I'm telling you guys, there's this mentality in this fan base. Some people who, as soon as a player has a bad season, you're done with them. I remember you guys glazing Bernardo Silva when Bernardo Silva rescued you guys against Bayern, when he was cooking Davis. When Bernardo Silva scored those 2 goals against Madrid, you guys called him one of the best midfielders in the world. Just within a while, you've forgotten. Just with Gundogan, we've already forgotten about Gundogan being one of our best captains in this club. Stop this mentality where it's just recency bias, guys. These guys, even Ake can be a captain. Even Akanji, even you call him a bozo, this is the captain for his national team. We're talking about leadership. That's what I'm saying. Stop picking a leader based on good looks or based on the fact that they shout too much on the thing or they played well this season. It's not about that. Even Japs just told you, even to the date of the day, I don't think KDB was one of our best captains. I don't think so.
No. It's one of these things where, it's just, KDB, now KDB has left the club, that KDB will, and this is what I'm happy about. Remember when I said about, so KDB, ultimately, I wanted Walker to go earlier, because if Walker would have gone earlier, Walker would never be in the shit he's getting now. And look, the longer Walker stays associated to our club, the worse it is for Walker's legacy. Because to me, Walker should be considered a legend for City. The more he talks, the more he won't be considered a legend, because he's coming out with absolute dross, right?
He needs PR.
But now, because KDB is gone, KDB will only ever be remembered for all the great stuff. KDB last season was not great, right? But because he's gone, that will be forgotten about, yeah? Bernardo Silva, up until the start of last season, was like a legend at City. And all of a sudden, he's considered one of the unks. Now, if we're being true, Bernardo Silva last season, when not played on the wing, was good. It was when he was played on the fucking wing that it didn't look good. But that's, again, he's 30, 31. Like, so, look, I personally think with all of our players last season, we can't judge any of our players on last season, because last season, every single player, including our player of the season in Vardio, had a bad period. Vardio had a bad period last season. It wasn't mint all season long. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I agree with you on Bernardo. I think the key with Bernardo is, I do understand why people say that they've got this worry that if Bernardo stays, Pep's going to keep playing him, right?
Let him play.
No, don't let him keep playing. Don't let him keep playing. But
no, in his position, I think he would still be one of the best in the team.
Yeah. I mean, you might be right. What, in an 8 role now?
Yeah, not. Yeah, the thing is, people don't get it. This is the reason why you and me have been going on about Jack Grealish and a few players. There's certain players who you see them in their natural position, they look better, and they put somewhere by the manager. By the way, not by them. It's difficult for certain players. Bernardo Silva was never a fast winger, so now he's 30 years old. You're still putting him in the wing against very athletic fullbacks. It's not going to work. And you know what? You should ask the chat this. Who in the chat thought that City are going to be this shit when the season started after the 4-pit? Who in the chat thought Gundogan was going to come back horrible, or Bernardo Silva was going to be horrible, KDB was going to be finished? Who ever thought KDB would be sold by City and would be a Napoli player by now? No. This is why what Dapps is saying is right. Stop blaming these players for this bad season. It's been a horrible season. Even Akanji, by the way, they say that he has to be sold now. Apparently, he's horrible.
Yeah, no, I just think right, here's a prime example. If we went to the start of last season, right, then everyone would have been waxing. And by the way, there were some people that could see, our midfield is getting on a bit. It is aging a little bit. We need a bit more into it. There were some, but predominantly, no one saw last season. Not one person. The other thing is, no one saw that PSG were going to become the monster that they are, right? And now, the glazing of PSG, right? By the way, PSG, Champions League final, PSG looked unbelievable, right? I watched the PSG game yesterday. PSG looked good. Don't let the scoreline baffle you. They weren't 3-0 better than Atletico, right? Did it end? I presume it ended 3-0 because I went up to bed at about 86 minutes. But
it went to 4.
It went to 4. Fucking hell. But
after
even
the
more
red card, there was a red card. 3 and 4 is a red card.
But even then, they didn't look 4-0 better than Atletico Madrid, right? They looked better than Atletico Madrid, but Madrid had a few chances. Madrid were in there. So things can change in football very quickly. Now, onto Foden. The key with Foden is anyone that said Foden is washed, he's finished. Foden's 24, right? 24, soon to be 25? Has he just turned 25?
Yeah.
There's no way a player at 25 years old is washed, right? He's going through shit at the moment, right? But as City 64 says, Foden will rise again. Now, this is a perfect segue over to the Club World Cup. I've put a few pictures together from the Club World Cup. Appreciate the super chat, City 64. Now, the first thing I'm going to say from the Club World Cup and the pictures and the videos I'm watching is the team seems in very, very good spirit over there.
Yep.
Patrick, you've been keeping an eye on it?
I have, and I'm impressed. And I am I think I showed a few pictures. I don't know if you saw, Alan. It's the fact that I think for me, it's not all the pictures. I don't know if you have got this picture. It's the Pep Guardiola picture.
Bro, I do indeed.
Yes, and also the Pep Guardiola, this picture,
that one. Look videos, how happy the fucker looks.
That's what I'm saying. I think for me, I sat there and said, I think for this team to change, the actual captain, let's be honest, is Pep Guardiola. The actual leader is Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
And if he's down and out, like last season, he had a very difficult season. It's not good. But looking at him like this, looking at him joking around with Cherki in the training ground, looking at him jumping around, happy. Look at last season, Alan, the time when we had those games where we were losing Dapps. Look at them.
Yeah.
All Pep was doing was sitting on the wall like this.
Yeah. Don't forget, Pep personally went through a hell of a bad time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I don't care who you are, whoever goes through that is going through turmoil. And, you know,
facts, big facts.
He's over the worst. He's over the worst now.
Yeah. Well, he's actually, he's not over the worst. They're back together.
Good. Well, I'm pleased for him.
Yeah.
I've got a mate that's still staying over here till next Thursday. He's been through a lot of shit as well. His head was all when he first came. His head was all over the place, and I've been there myself. It's not good.
Oh, same. I've spoke about it. I've got divorced 3.5 years ago, and I went from, and this is relevant because it's talking about your performance in your job role. I went from hitting my bonus every single year without fail. The year I got divorced, I didn't hit my bonus. The year after, I didn't hit my bonus. Why? Because I didn't give a shit about work. Work was like, and I was so grateful that I had a supportive manager like Pep does in Khaldoon that stuck by the side of me, kind of sometimes when maybe more senior managers were saying, you know, what's going on with Jordan, was saying, look, give him time. We always preach about being about mental health, and we preach about all of that and being a supportive employee. Right now, he's been with us for over 10 years. He needs our support. And guess what? After 2 years, I was back to it again. But going through a divorce, and I'd only been married for 7 years, been married for 20 years. You go through that, right? It's going to impact everything. But seeing this picture for me, Patrick, I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah, seeing Pep happy like that. A few of the other ones, there was a lot of focus on the pictures on Reijnders, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of focus on him. Haaland there looking. There we go, Reijnders again, and Bernardo.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are asking, isn't it? A lot of people.
Bernardo looks like. Go back to that picture. Bernardo looks like he's having a shit.
Haaland.
And Reijnders looks like he's looking at Haaland like, are you having a shit? But no, I tell you what, all the pictures. This one I loved. I'm sorry, but seeing Kolo Touré, that hits here. Kolo Touré looks like he's having the time of his life. I actually saw one video with it's Foden and Marmoush having a shooting practice. Have either of you seen that?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, saw it.
And at the end, I think someone puts Marmoush off, and Marmoush goes storming after them, and Kolo Touré and Foden are like cracking up at him. But now, and do you know what? That's one thing I actually remember from Kolo Touré. Kolo Touré has always seemed like a very positive person around the dressing room, on the pitch. You've got to remember, Kolo Touré was part of the Invincibles. Kolo Touré was Kolo Touré was part of the centre-back partnership that brought us trophies for the first time.
Don't forget the winning team at Celtic.
Yeah.
On the bench as a coach.
Kolo Touré
Leicester City
is a winner. He's a winner. He's a winner. Kolo Touré is a winner, and seeing him there, quite like that picture. Doku, there's your boy Doku, Patrick.
Yeah, before you move away from Kolo and obviously Pep Reijnders, have you noticed this, right? People don't go back to Kolo. People don't understand how important this is. Having managers who are running like that with you, moving with you. Do you get my point? As I said, if you look at last season, Leo was just on the wall with some of the assistant managers chatting. And this is the energy. They still have the energy. Like Pep Reijnders, I've seen him. He's running around, and I can see Pep doing the same thing. But Pep last season, they were just sitting on the wall like this, and they look like they're. That's it. But look at this. This is very important.
Yeah, do you know what? You're spot on with this, you know. They all look hands-on in training.
Yeah, they do, which is incredible.
Yeah, I think that even more so, that's more important at the start as well. Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. Every time, and maybe the sun of America helps it to look, but the camp just looks very happy and energized. If you think back to where we were last season and where we are now, the camp seems focused, driven. The fact that, and do you know what? I even thought it's very important. Like, so I think we looked at it and said, oh, it's a pity there's not more of the youth players going, right?
Oh, do you want to put that on? So people can remember. Please, people can remember. Because I think people don't...
It's not coming up.
Is it not coming up?
Now, hold on.
Yep. That's what I told people. I was like, go back to the training sessions during this moment. Even when the players are getting into the pitch, none of them were smiling. They were just walking by. There was no atmosphere. So there you go. People have to remember this is where we're coming from. And for us
Yeah.
to see all this suffering and now we see pictures like this, I'm happy. Because somebody was like,
100%.
I was on a panel and somebody was like, why are you glazing these pictures? Why are you so happy about pictures? That proves nothing about City. I was like, you don't know what we mean by this is a change of behavior. Even looking at the Inside City video, did you watch it?
Yeah. But
kept making jokes. Yeah.
Well, when people say, like, I'll go as far as to say the way we feel as a fan base is important. And I always say this because I remember I've been there. I was there during that Champions League run, and you could pick up the energy amongst the fans, right? If things are going well at a club, everything is going well at a club. And at the moment, we just seem in a lot better place than we were. I also think maybe that is why Pep has really tried to focus this on the core squad, the people that are going to be playing next season. It doesn't seem to be focused on, the youth coming through, because at this point we're not in a position where bringing the youth through can be a thing. We can bring through O'Reilly. We can bring through Echeverri, we can bring through Kuzanov, we can bring through Vitor Hayes, but we can't necessarily be looking at some of the younger players because we've got to get back to where we were. And I think Pep is trying to gel this group of players together, the players that are going to be together throughout the season. A few others, so Doku, Haaland. Tell you what, the team on the right-hand side, that's a winning team, by the way. How focused do them lot look? But do you know one that I've noticed? Marmoush. Marmoush seems very involved. And again...
Good.
Well, we got to remember, Marmoush is now not one of the new lads. And his finishing, when him and Foden were taking shooting practice, phenomenal. And there we go, the last couple. There we go, Marmoush, Haaland, Foden. Pep looking slightly older than Pep looks, but, still looking good. But anyway, right, there is... How many watching? There is 314 watching, 151 likes. Let's get those likes up a little bit higher, please, people. Anyone, if you are watching this and your like button is not lit, please make sure you like that. Just got a super chat as well saying, Cherki wants to kill United. Yeah, let's talk on that. You seen that, Alan?
I saw the comment this morning. When I got up this morning, I saw it and I just laughed, smiled. So we're very, very happy with that comment.
Yeah, shall we, making the fifth member of the captains?
Well, anyone, yeah, well, mate, as long as he has that attitude when he plays the derby and not just treat it as any other game. So I don't know about you, I've been pretty disappointed with our games in the derby last few years, really, because
especially last season.
Oh, Jesus.
No, in general, though, Alan is right. In general.
Yeah, I agree. But last season in particular, we've got to remember that was a Manchester United team that finished 17th. Sorry, 15th. Yeah. I think they finished 15th. And they took 4 points off of us. Not good enough. Not good enough.
It's been poor, though, with United. And you know what? Listening to someone like Cherki say, I hate them and I can't wait to get my hands on them. I was like, thank God. And you know what? This is the attitude they were talking about, by the way, Alan and Dabs. Yeah. It's not that he's got a bad attitude. He's got an attitude of competition. He wants to be the best. Yeah. I told you that I watched this documentary where he said he wants to win the Ballon d'Or. He said it again here. Rodri won the Ballon d'Or. I'm here to win the Ballon d'Or. That's what we need. And you know what makes me laugh? Some people were saying, don't get ahead over yourself. I was like, well, you told us that Foden has to be more of an ego guy, that he's too shy. Now you found a baller who's telling you that I'm ready to take on United. I'm done with United. We've been better than them for years. And we've let them get underneath our skin. And we've let them win games. When I sit there, and I was like, did United really come back in that game and beat us? No. I'm happy. I hope everybody we sign, you've got somewhere where you tick that you hate United. Yes.
Do you know what? Can you not remember when Haaland signed for us? Haaland was chomping at the bit to play Man. He said something very similar. He was chomping at the bit to play Man United. And correct me, did he not get a hat? Did he not get his hat trick? He got a hat trick.
Him and Foden.
So that's what you need. You need a player that is saying, "I'm looking forward to playing the derby." Not that it's another game. We just need to go out there and get the 3 points. Now I want to hear my players say, "I get this is a derby. I hate them fuckers, and I want to go out and I want to kill them."
You remember when they got the hat-tricks and we won 6-3, I think it was, when United came back and scored 2 or 3 at the end, right?
Yeah.
End of the game. I walked out the Imperial that day angry because with 15 minutes to go, I wanted City to put 8-9 past them.
Yeah.
Not stop. I was furious. No, we won 6. I said, I don't care. It should have been 9. We play United, ruthless.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I actually at the weekend did a bit of when I was on the train back from Manchester. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze again. Apologies. Hay fever.
Well, bless you.
Really sorry, sir. Yeah. But I actually did a bit of research. Went and was watching clips of Tijani.
Yep.
And one of the reasons is I've saw a lot of I saw something on Saturday morning, and it was basically saying Liverpool have gone and bought grade A players, right? And it was saying Wirtz is a grade A. One that really confused me is Kerkez is a grade A, whereas Manchester City are buying grade B players. They're not, and I thought straight away, if let's put aside Cherki and Tijani for a second. I don't know how anyone could. And by the way, I'm not saying Ait Nouri is a lot better than Kerkez, right? But I'm not looking at Kerkez or Ait Nouri and saying either of them are better than either, right? Certainly not by a long way, right? They're very, very similar types of signings, right? But to then ultimately to talk about Tijani Reijnders, right, and say that he's just an average midfielder. The guy has just been named Serie A midfielder of the season in a dysfunctioning AC Milan, right? So I thought, let me go and watch a bit of him. Bro, the guy is an absolute monster. I don't think people really, really realize what we're getting in Tijani Reijnders, you know.
He's our best buy.
For me, he's our most important buy. He's unbelievable.
Correct.
Unbelievable. Correct. And look, I'm not going to say he's Yaya Toure-esque, but there's elements of his game that actually do remind me of Yaya Toure, right? But then there's other elements of his game as well. One assist I saw. Oh my God. It was like Cancelo-like, but possibly as a little 1-2. The guy's an absolute baller. For people to be talking about him, and then you look at Cherki and what's just come out, I believe, a quote that Cherki spoke with Pep, and Pep said, when you get the ball in the final third, it's up to you what you do. Now, that is what we all want to hear as well, right?
Yep.
I just think I don't know, some of you might have seen as well that the media were somehow, BBC managed to put the spin on it that Liverpool have got Wirtz for 100 million.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, even the Liverpool pages, big pages, they're trying to spin it that it's 100 million add-ons and then 17 million add-ons. Like, look, they can spin whatever they want to spin. The whole world has seen it. The German media German media have been straightforward. They just put in the amount straight how it is. 150 euros. That's what you spent. Just be proud. It's 2025. Nobody cares about the money anymore.
Real talk, bro. Real talk.
But I know they'll spin it. I know they're trying to say Frimpong is a better buy than Ait Nouri. I was like, well, when was the guy who came from the German league and the guy who was in the Premier League for all these years better? It's just the media, you know. They're trying to get their darlings to look like they've done good business.
Absolutely.
Don't forget they flopped on Nunes and they still make it look like it's not a failure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. Big facts. Do you know what? This one, we're even missing players out of here. So Cover, Rodri, Reijnders. Bro, we've seen as well that the Gonzalez likes a pop from outside of the area as well. So I just think we're going to look like such a different team next season. I can. Where are you lot playing? St. Patrick, where are you playing, Cherki?
For me, it doesn't matter. The number 10 or RW, it doesn't matter. For me, I want to see Foden and Cherki on the same pitch. So it doesn't matter which one of them plays the number 10. But at the beginning, for a first match, I'd rather see Foden as the 10 and Cherki as the right winger. And if things are not working out for Foden, let them switch, let them keep switching.
Yeah.
They have a fluid front three where they can all switch. But obviously, when things are difficult, where maybe the teams are parking the bus, maybe it's hard to break them down, maybe put Cherki as the number 10. I can't wait. I just want to see how much freedom, as he said that before he signed for City, he said he spoke to Pep. No. He did before the whole speak to Pep. Remember during his interview with France, he said, the place where I'm going, I already know what I'm going to do because I spoke to whoever is there. They have already sold me the project and they've told me what sort of freedom I'll have. So I just want to see him play football. That's what I want to see. As he said himself, he just wants to play football, to be honest. I can't wait, to be honest. I can't wait for this. Even Nico Gonzalez seems to be a forgotten man. I can't wait to see him.
I just hope that none of our players get injured in these.
But stop calling it me, Alan. It's not a Mickey Mouse tournament. Leave it alone. It's not a Mickey Mouse tournament.
Hang on. I lost all respect for FIFA in the first game.
What, the 10-0?
Well, let's get this right. There's two teams in Auckland. There's Auckland City and there's Auckland, right?
Right.
Auckland play in the A League in Australia for the Australian League, right?
Yeah.
They play in that competition. They're a professional club with professional players. Okay. They're better than anything in New Zealand, right? And Wellington also are professional as well from New Zealand. Then there's Auckland City, who play in, who play in the New Zealand Regional League, Northern League, where they came third last year.
And you're telling me that they're the ones that are in it?
Yeah.
But there must be a reason. What's their reason for them being in it?
Auckland City are supposed to have won the Oceania Football Confederations Cup,
right.
which include Samoa, New Zealand, Tahiti, Cook Islands.
Yeah, but Alan, Alan, I don't need you to carry on, Alan. I get it, right? I get it. However, if you're the governing body, right, of a big tournament like FIFA, right?
Yep.
If FIFA were to just go, do you know what? We're not going to have a way of qualifying, right? That ultimately is based on what you've won, the tournaments you've won, and these are tournaments that are part of FIFA. Yeah. So when you Alan, let me finish, please. Let me finish, and you'll get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
The way that people have qualified for this is through doing well in tournaments that are recognized. Okay. Now, I get what you're saying, but what you are saying is, nah. We don't want that. What we actually want them to do is pick the best teams from each country. Yeah.
Super League.
That is a Super League. Because then what happens then is that ultimately, if we were to go back 15 years, Red Cartel, the same clubs will be in it every single tournament. Now, if you want that, no problem, but that is the Super League. If you're just going, do you know what? They're the best team at the moment. It's Super League.
Right. Auckland are an amateur team.
But they won. Hold on, but you're missing the point. They won a big tournament.
It was not. How can you call Cook Islands a big tournament?
No, hold on. It was the whatever it's called, the FIFA tournament for that part of the world. They won, yeah, or they were in. They did well in. What you're saying is they should go, and I do hear it. They should go and get the best teams from each country. I think they need to do some more work on the qualifying, but they have to make it fair. There has to be a way to qualify. It can't just be, well, do you know what? You're the best team at the moment, so we're going to pick you, because that then kind of becomes a bit of a Super League.
Yeah, with all due respect, Auckland, just normal Auckland, are in the A League. and Wellington are far, 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 far better and didn't take part in the Oceania Trophy.
Because they mustn't have qualified for it.
No, they did, but they won't pick them because they're playing the A-League, and the A-League is under the Asia competition now.
So in that case, would they not be in the Asian part of it?
The Asian champions.
So again, it is down to there's a route to qualify, and the route is not there. So you're asking them to step out and just pick someone, which I do understand, and I think a few people in the comments are suggesting there needs to be probably maybe more of a route to qualify, like that. Maybe they need to look at that. But it certainly can't just.
When I was watching the game, I just thought it was a joke, an absolute joke.
Yeah, but Alan, haven't we seen this in the World Cup and the UCL? We've seen this in the UCL and the World Cup before. So we've seen it in the World Cup. Teams have been. I remember Saudi Arabia was smashed by Germany, if I remember.
Yeah.
With a big scoreline. Brazil was smashed. City smashed Leipzig 7-0 or 7-1. So we have seen these scorelines before. And Bayern are evil. This is what Bayern do to inferior teams. So look, it's the beginning of
who was it? Was it Germany that did it to Brazil back in the World Cup a few years ago?
Saudi Arabia. They even did to Saudi Arabia or one of these teams. Yeah,
Alan, I do hear what you're saying, and personally, I do think there needs to be because ultimately, right.
I just don't ideally, I wanted our players to rest up and be ready for the league season to assault that Premier League.
But Alan, of course, we all want that. But if we want to be considered the best in the world, if we want to defend our Club World Cup badge, which meant a lot to us, unfortunately, this is what happens, right? Let's be real. We dropped off this season because our players were tired from years and years and years and years and years of going at it, right? Yeah. But that's what happens. That's down to, I guess, the board to make sure that if the board want us to compete on all fronts, they have to make sure we're there for it. I do get what you're saying, Alan. And I think with this tournament, because I heard yesterday when PSG were playing, the commentators said, we have to remember that PSG were able to look so good in the Champions League because during their league campaign, they were able to rest players. They were given weekends off and all sorts, right? But in this tournament, they're not going to be able to rest players. And I actually sat there and thought, well, looking at their group, they are going to be able to rest players for 2 games. But once you get out the group stage, I think this tournament is going to become extremely competitive. I think we just need to find a way to maybe make those group stages a bit more competitive. But at the same time, you can't do that by just going, fuck certain parts of the world. We're just gonna pick 4 Premier League teams, 4 La Liga teams. You can't do that. You have to have.
What we're saying, there's professional clubs in New Zealand, right, who are far better than an amateur team, and that's where I was coming at.
Yeah, and maybe they need to look at over there how they make it. But ultimately, if one of them, for whatever reason, is playing in the Asian side and the other is playing in a different side, that needs to be addressed. I don't know the answer because I don't know enough about it. But all I'm saying is we have to allow every part of the world to be able to qualify for this. Right, a few more super chats from City64. Really appreciate that, bro. This season, at least one big trophy. Believe that. I do believe that. Question, what do you lot want this season, actually? You two. Patrick, what do you want most?
To be honest with you, I actually want to win this trophy. It's because of this. No, listen. Because this PSG glazing, I think, has to stop. Because I think if Rodri comes back at a 60-70% in this City team, with the team that we have right now, and Pep sets us up very well, I think that's PSG team is in for a rude awakening. Because let's not forget, this same super PSG team was 2-0 down to a shitty Man City team. That was 2-0 down. So, I don't know. I want to win this tournament. I want to win this tournament to get to a final. I just want this tournament to be where we play like this. And at the end, when we are doing the preseason, we can just play the kids if we want. But I just want to win this tournament. We haven't won much this season. We failed in the FA Cup, which disappointed and broke my heart. Gave Crystal Palace trophy in a long, long time. So I want to win this tournament or get to a final.
Sorry, is that the one you want the most, though?
Not really, but I'm just saying for now, because this is all we have, right? For now. What else?
No. Next season, what do you want? What in the next 12 months? What trophy do you? If you could pick one trophy, what trophy is it going to be?
I'll be honest with you. I want to see another Champions League.
It's a Champions League, okay?
I just want to see a second Champions League. That's what I'm asking for.
No, fair. Alan, what about you?
Give me a second Champions League. That's it. Just a second Champions League.
What about you, Alan? You want the Premier League?
Yeah.
I'm stuck between both of you, you know. I am stuck between both of you. And I am usually...
You want the League Cup?
No. No, I mean, right now, after losing 2 finals, I want that FA Cup as well, because we've lost the last 2 finals. But no, if I'm being honest, I am usually league, always league. Yeah, bread and butter. Let's get back to winning the league. Bread and butter. We need to get back to winning the league, and then we can start to. I always think you have to crawl before you walk. Unfortunately, we seem to have lost the ability to run, so we need to crawl a bit and get that league. Other super chat. Stop hating Alan. It's the preseason. I do hear. Do you know what? I will. Why not both? I agree with you. Why not both? But if I look at how happy we look over there at the moment, I already see some benefit in this club. Because let's be honest, a lot of these players finished the season, maybe had 2-3 days holiday, then had to go to international break, and then basically from international break have flown over to America to link back up with the team and are in training straight away. They don't look like a group of players that have not had a break. They actually do look like a group of players that look fucking hungry again and look like Khaldoon said at the back end of last season, well, in his interview, that some of these players, they just want to go again because they feel frustrated. I can see that. From what I see, it does look like a group of players that are there, ready to... I would imagine... their family are going to be there. I would imagine some of their family are over there with them, though. But
yeah, it's there. They're there.
Yeah, they are there. Do you know what it looks like to me?
What?
A squad who are hurting seeing Liverpool in the league.
Yeah. Do you know what? It looks like a squad that have been hurt from Liverpool winning the league. And now it looks like a squad that are determined to say, we do retaining round here. You lot do not retain trophies, and we're going to make sure you don't retain trophies. Thank you for borrowing it. We're going to come and get it back off of you. And also, when you look at the 3 or 4 players they've brought in so far, they look like 3 or 4 players that are coming in ready to win a Premier League. I mean, in fact, I heard Reijnders say that. He said all the things that he wants to do, but he said most importantly, the thing in football is winning, and I want to win. So
Yep. Good. Happy about
that. Patrick, you seen any transfer news today at all?
No, I just got a notification here, so I don't even know if it's wrong. I don't know what it's on about. It's usually live score. It says Juventus defender happy in Italy despite Man City links. The club and the coach are crazy about me. They're talking about Cambiasso. So I don't know if there's anything about Cambiasso in Twitter.
I've seen. Well, I saw yesterday my good friend Wolfie saying that Nottingham Forest are interested in him and that they think they can get him for around 40 million euros, right?
Cambiasso.
And I thought, well, that isn't what we were being told, and that was before the new board came in that said they want to keep him. So I don't think he's going to be going anywhere for 40 million.
But the transfer window is open today, isn't it? So what about
is it back open today?
Yeah, it's back open today. So Gundogan to Galatasaray. I saw links yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the Cambiasso stuff, but I don't. For me, I don't think we're going in for Cambiasso. I think Cambiasso's done, bro. I think Cambiasso, they want to keep him. We've seemed to have called it off. I think if we were interested in Cambiasso after all of the work we did in January, I think we would have got it done if we wanted him.
Yeah,
it would have been an easy one for us to get done in the first window. I think we're out of that one for me. I think Livramento, that's the one I want to see, because I've seen LB mentioning maybe Livramento's off, but I'm intrigued. I didn't realise the window's back open today.
Yeah, I just found out today. Somebody was saying it last night, and I was like, Is he really open? And people keep saying that somebody at the City Extra posted again saying the window is open. So I was like, wow, the window is open. That's incredible, though, isn't it?
It is open, because I listened to TalkSport before. They said it was back open again today, in Monday.
Yeah.
Well, there we go then. What? So we want another 5 signings, right? No,
I wouldn't mind that.
Actually, there is one thing I did see on Edison. I did see that apparently Edison's future will be decided after the Club World Cup. That apparently Pep went to him and said that he did want him to stay, and that it was basically down to what deal's put on the table for him. That he's open to stay, just needs to see the right deal put on the table. And then I also did see as well that with Costa, that Costa is happy to wait. So there we go. I think that's probably it. Let's see how it goes. Alan, anything else you want to chat on?
I'm all right. It's quite quiet because we've not played, have we?
No, we play. I think our first game's Wednesday, isn't it? Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, Thursday 2 a.m. for me.
Right. So
we're watching it from here.
What time is that over here? I think it's quite a normal time, the first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think somebody said 8 o'clock.
That's perfect. Club World Cup fixtures.
2 a.m. Thursday morning for us, 2 a.m. in Australia.
Where's the fixtures?
Wednesday, 5 p.m.
What, UK time?
Yep.
Lovely.
That's a
lovely. Thank you. Perfect. Well, we will be watching that. Yeah, up until then, I'll keep an eye on the transfer news. We will not be back later on this channel. Patrick, you got anything later on yours?
Yeah, I might do a panel show because the guys are asking for one, so I'll do a panel show with them.
Okay.
Who's going on with you? Hamza?
What? Oh, no, not Hamza. Hamza is Fridays.
Hey, he's box office. He is.
Hamza is Fridays. He's only Fridays, and that's if you get him. If you don't get him,
box office.
Yeah.
I was listening to him the other night. It was the middle of the night, Matt. I woke up and he was on. I just couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, he is. But I usually do things with him on Fridays. That's if he's available. But this Friday, I don't think he was. Yeah.
Bear with me. I'm just trying to find Patrick's channel to post in the. Bear with me. Where was it?
What time are you going on, Patrick?
What
time are you going on?
Possibly. Was there Club World Cup being played today?
Yeah, that's every day, isn't it?
I'm gonna have
I'm only going to watch City games.
There you go, people. There's Patrick's channel. Please click on that. Make sure you go over.
It depends on what time these guys wake up. You know, the Americans, the Canadians.
Well, this is it. If you're going in the afternoon, I'm been fast asleep. So
yeah, you see that's the thing. It's also the panel. Sometimes you find the times they're in. And it doesn't suit with what you want to do. Because if it was up to me, there would be a panel show every day at 2 o'clock. But also some people are sleeping the same as yourself. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like shows in the evening. I hate 11 p.m., 10 p.m. shows. I just don't like them.
Yeah, agreed. I would imagine live training. I wonder if there will be live training. I'll keep a lookout for that. City might be bringing live training. Yeah, I would see that. We will be back tomorrow morning. Steve will be back tomorrow. He's in hospital this morning having his leg checked out. He tore some ligaments while he was over in South Africa, so he's had to head there to have that checked out. But he will be back tomorrow, potentially in the morning and also in the afternoon for the boys in blue, in which we will have Nobbins, myself, Martin and Steve, so all 4 of us. And then we'll be back to 2 shows a day. Just this afternoon, I like to spend some time with my daughter. So listen, and I actually do have a meeting with a man about a dog. But anyway, this is gonna head over to LB's channel. So please stay where you are. This will go over there. Smash a like as soon as you get in there. He's talking with Nobbins right now and put South Stand Raid. Until then, I'm going to leave you with the best new chant because we all need to learn the words for next season.
Wales to the Corbett Park, 50 mil and broke my heart. in love. Joe Royal won back to back. Dick off gave us a heart attack. Keegan never looking back. He's 60, I'm in love. Tevez came across the town. Mancini tore that banner down. Noisy neighbours making all the sound. He's 60, I'm in love. Eddie has got empty seats. Masters thinks we're fucking cheats. But we won 4 leagues on repeat. It's 60, I'm in love.